This is The Thunder Zone, a Tampa Bay 28 podcast original. Let's talk Bulls. Now, here's Kevin and Kyle.
And Jake Guentzel gets gold. Welcome to the Thunder Zone podcast. That is Kevin Lewis. I am Kyle Berger. Bulls hockey is back after a 3-week break, and Lightning's very own Jake Guentzel coming home with the gold medal.
Yeah, it's like diet hockey season. Like it's all the hockey, not all the calories. As you know, NHL players back in the Olympics, and so we got to see them a little bit, but of course, not full time. But what a great showing! First, the 46th year anniversary of the Miracle on Ice weekend in Lake Placid. That was the last time the U.S. men's hockey team won a gold medal. Women cashing in again, getting more. Their trunk is full of gold. But the men's team making history, and what a group. It wasn't quite the upset that the Soviet Union game was, but Canada going into the tournament was supposed to win the gold medal. They had on paper what you would call the most talented team, but sometimes the most talented team doesn't win.
And that was one of the most thrilling games I have ever watched on Sunday.
I mean,
I was just pacing in my apartment. I could not sit down. And then you go to overtime, 3-on-3, the golden goal. We'll get into that later, I guess. But it was just some intense hockey. The players all playing with passion, playing for their country. It doesn't get any better than that.
Best case scenario on all levels. U.S. jumps out to an early lead, then it's tight. Yeah, then like you said, overtime. I couldn't watch. I wasn't pacing. I did the Gasparilla 8K, and Tony, one of our photographers, is a genius. He had an antenna with a television set up in one of our live trucks. So I watched the third period, and I couldn't sit down because my legs were on fire. But no, 100% best thing that the Olympics could have hoped for, especially Team USA and players coming away with chipped teeth and whatever else, and skating Johnny Gaudreau's jersey at the end. Just a storybook ending for the whole tournament.
Yeah, but for the Lightning and for Guentzel, he had to go through his teammate, Brandon Hagel, for Canada, and head coach John Cooper to get the gold medal. Guentzel scored one goal in 6 games for Team USA, finished the tournament with a +2 rating. He played some heavy minutes and almost 18 minutes in that gold medal game.
I like in the semifinal game when he had a goal disallowed because he kicked it in. It was just funny because he so kicked it in, and then the first thing he does is turn around and look at the ref like a kid with their hand in the actual cookie jar is more guilty, and he's just like, no, okay, yeah. But no, what a tournament, and what a story to tell for the rest of his life for number 59.
Yeah, and once Team USA won the gold, they got invited to the White House, to Washington, D.C. by President Donald Trump, and to also attend the State of the Union address. The whole team was there. A few players didn't go.
A handful, yeah.
Yeah, Jake Guentzel was one of those players. He's getting some backlash. People saying that he did not want to go, or I guess
you're unpatriotic, or you're trying to make a political statement, which is completely not the case.
Yeah, and Guentzel addressed that whole situation. We have the soundbite.
Just kind of a timing thing for me and my family. Thought it was I was definitely not denying the request to go. It was obviously a dream come true to go. I was fortunate to go in 2017 and when Trump was in office, but just thought with the games 3 and 4, we got a lot of games coming up the rest of the year. It's gonna be a tough schedule, so 2 weeks of Olympic break. Thought it would be good to just kind of come home, rest and recover, and try to spend some time with my family before we get going.
Yeah, 27 games in the next 50 days. He hasn't seen his family in 3 weeks.
It's like
he didn't go to Miami to party when they got back. He came home, spent time with the kids.
Turn the alarm clock off and just sleep in a day or two. I know sometimes in the Major League Baseball All-Star game, their players will say, you know what, I would rather just have 3-4 days off and go fishing or hang out with my family. So all good there. Jake Guentzel, again, he's been there before. He went there when they won the Stanley Cup. So not a thing. But we talked about it earlier. The way things ended with Jack Hughes, I think his nickname's got to be the dentist, right? His whole, during the game, gets the chip and the bloody mouth. And the guy who ends it was great for them the entire tournament.
Yeah, Jack Hughes, that goal, he's with the second period, he takes a stick to the face. He looks down on the ice. He sees blood and teeth.
Fragments of teeth. Yeah.
Most players all right, I'm done for the game. Let me just go back to the locker room and sit this one out. But he comes in and he scores the game-winning goal.
Yeah.
Golden goal, 3-on-3 overtime. And Jake talked about what was going through his mind when he saw Hughes score that goal.
Kind of blacked out, the excitement, just the relief. You're pretty nervous going into before overtime there. So it was a lot of relief, but couldn't happen to a better guy. We had a pretty good group at the Four Nations where we all got pretty close, and for us to do something this summer with everyone there, it was pretty special. So we bonded as a group pretty well, and right from the start of this tournament, we felt like we were destined to win, and we felt like we had the team to win.
I don't tell anybody how to live, but if I were Jack Hughes, don't you wait a while until you get that fixed? Like, you probably get the partials or the temporaries you can just remove, but you can't just go and get the caps or the veneers or whatever right away, right?
No, and in that photo from Getty Images with the flag, the chipped tooth, the blood, I mean, hang that in whatever the American version of the Louvre is.
Yeah.
That's got to be hung in every
Smithsonian,
American hockey arena in the States.
Is Fathead still a thing where you can just like get a wall? Have that should be on the wall of his man cave. Someone's going to get that tattooed. Some New Jersey Devils fan is going to get that either on their back or so we'll watch the newswire for that.
Yeah, there's also a picture floating around of him biting down on the gold medal with the missing.
Yeah, with there's so many possibilities. But Connor Hellebuyck, who we saw there to play, even Hughes after the game said he was our best player. He was the reason why we won. President Trump shouting him out in the State of the Union. How many goalkeepers can say, hey? But he was fantastic in that game against a high-octane Canada team.
You like to say that Canada got goalied in that one.
Yeah.
42 shots on goal. Hellebuyck makes 41 saves, including that one incredible save on Taze. He kind of reaches around. A stick. That's like in basketball, you're going up for a dunk and you get blocked right at the rim.
Dikembe Mutombo. Mm-hmm. Yes. No. So, but overall, U.S. sweeping the men's and women's. Listen, the women's are a power. I said, and it's kind of. I mean, if they just had like a 7-game series with the U.S. women and Canada, I think that would be like kind of 4 nations ish. Like that's if they just do that on an island, that's must see TV. Sweden's pretty good, but the U.S. women, Hillary Knight just got engaged during the tournament. Great on the. They beat Canada 5-0 earlier, and then Canada gets out and takes an early lead. But to build a dynasty in hockey like that is great, and then to have the men follow it up a couple days later with a gold again. Best case scenario. The people are high-fiving, I think, at the USA Hockey offices.
Yeah, first time in history that the men and women's both win gold in the same year. And, of course, I go back on Guentzel. Like, most kids that are at that level, they've played in the USA Hockey system.
Mm-hmm.
Guentzel, he's 30 years old, and this was really his first – from the 4 nations last year. It was his first time ever being on the USA Hockey stage. So he's really come a long way in his career from Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, I know that hockey hotbed of Omaha, Nebraska. It is now the number 59 Lightning jerseys and USA jerseys. I'm sure will be around the streets. Warren Buffett's got to get himself one too, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk more hockey coming up because there is a regular season to wind up with what's kind of the home stretch, 27 regular season games to go for the entering play Wednesday, first place in the Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay Lightning. But much more to come with them, and we're going to talk a really, really great cause with one of the Lightning's best players this season, and much more coming up on the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
Welcome back, and we are in our post-Olympic break. And remember, 9 players and head coach John Cooper heading overseas to be part of various Olympic teams. We'll talk to a couple of other Lightning Olympians in a second who unfortunately didn't medal, but one was very happy with his nation's performance. The one thing that was a little strange that people were asking before the start of the overtime game the U.S. won was like, what are the rules? Because they were a little different than the other rounds. In the gold medal game only, it was 3-on-3.
So this is what you did not like about the Olympic hockey.
Right. I just 3-on-3 for 20 minutes, and then they were going to do it again. I mean, there's no way it goes past 20 minutes with players that good.
That talent, yeah.
With 3-on-3, but 3-on, like maybe 4-on-4. 3-on-3 seems a little, I don't know. And listen, I'm not, it does not cheapen a gold medal at all. The U.S. won the game. Like they deserve to win. But I would think that they just do the NHL rules of 5-on-5. Just you play until it's over, I think would be phenomenal. But both are great. I mean, I'm okay with the 3-on-3. I mean, for Olympic hockey, you need to have the games end because during the earlier rounds, you've got a schedule where you got all these games on the same ice. You got to get these games over with. I guess you can make an exception, I guess, for the gold medal game. That's what I want
to.
Yes.
Just exception for that game.
Right.
But again, you have the medal ceremonies later that day. So you need the game to end. I mean, I don't mind it. You get a clean game. You get a clean goal.
Yes.
You're not going to get a random goal off someone's skate and then, I don't know.
You might. Yeah. No, I mean, but that's splitting the hairs of a split whisker, which is
I loved
so
everything about it. I loved everything about it.
Any walk-off goal is great.
The first time they've had NHL players since 2014, I believe.
Yes, there are 2 Olympics that did not have them, then this was the first. So 18, 22.
You mentioned the 4-on-4. That was when Sidney Crosby scored the golden goal back in 2010 Vancouver.
Yeah, and it's almost like, wasn't it really quiet because nobody knew it when it you couldn't really see it go top shelf, and people were like, wait, what?
And then I think NHL rules back then were also 4-on-4, and then they recently to the 3-on-3.
So
another thing I guess I liked about it was like these other countries have really stepped up to the game, like Czechia. Played Canada down to the wire. Andrej Palat was almost a national hero.
I know. He was almost the next president of Czechia.
Giving Czechia a 3-2 lead against Canada in the quarterfinals with like 8 minutes left. And then, of course, Canada is going to come back. And then you go to overtime. Of course, Canada is going to win in overtime.
Right. There's, but no, it was great. I mean, Zemgus Girgensons, Holmberg, unfortunately, Victor Hedman, who got dinged up in warmups. I mean, so many guys. JJ Moser for Switzerland and Eric Chernak. We talked to both of them today. And Chernak, who said, he was very impressed with Slovakia's performance. They would have been a Cinderella if they had gotten on the medal podium, because so many of the other countries, they don't have the firepower or the population of Canada and the U.S. But now it's on to business. They're back. Everyone's wearing the Tampa Bay Lightning sweater, and Chernak and Moser were like, the break is good. We got to play some. You still stay in that rhythm, but everybody's ready to get back and ready to do very well down the stretch in these last 27 games.
We had a couple games over there, a lot of practices, a lot of skating. So obviously we didn't have time to sit back and relax. But sometimes it's nice, just to be in flow, play the games and be in it. So I'm excited to be back, in Tampa, play for us now. It's important time of the year.
Just get right back into it as fast as you can. I think just readjust and get back into the groove with the Bolts, and just do what we have been doing before the break until the end of the season.
Now, you mentioned that everyone's wearing the Lightning sweaters again, but on Sunday, after USA beat Canada, Darren Radish was wearing a USA sweater. The Canadian lost a bet to Ryan McDonough, and during practice, he had to wear the USA sweater. McDonough said it was a little tight on him, so it didn't look so good.
Oh, listen, Radish. A bet is a bet, but listen, it burned. It was not something that, a bet is a bet is a bet. And McDonough's glad he didn't have to wear a maple leaf on his sweater for practice.
And speaking of Darren Radish, he's got a good cause going here.
Yeah.
You notice he now has these T-shirts.
Look at that.
Radish, the bald
eagle. Let's
and,
go.
They got a little eagle plush over here. Now, the reason for all of this is his father has stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
And so profits from these T-shirts, the plushes, they all go to Moffitt to help with that.
Yeah, and there are online articles just about how hard his dad Dwayne worked, 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, just to provide for him and his brother, to give him the life they could have now. And, he addressed it during one of the games this season, between periods. He said, it's rough on a family. I mean, any family that is touched by cancer, which is most of them, it humbles people, and it makes you appreciate, things that you do have in life. So Darren Radish having the year of his career, and hopefully things turn around for his family. But go get you some. I like the design, the eagle. It is like simple yet great, and the plushes as well. And if Darren Radish, 17 goals this year, a career high. His agent is going to be clearing space on the driveway to back up the Brinks truck, I feel like, because he is a free agent to be. But great cause. Lightning always getting into great causes. Hit up their website, the community pages. But this one for the Moffitt Cancer Center is next level.
Yeah, and you also remember Taylor Radish, Darren's brother, also played for the Lightning. That was several years ago.
Yeah.
But I think he was in the Hagel trade, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he was in the Hagel trade. So Taylor Radish now plays up in New York.
Yeah.
Both brothers in the NHL. So good on them.
Hopefully, they can finish strong, and their families can watch them play deep into the playoffs. We have much more fan zone action with Lauren St. Germain coming up. Look at Black Heritage celebration and the upcoming schedule. Lots more to come in this edition of Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone. That is Kyle Berger. I'm Kevin Lewis. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
And welcome back to the Thunder Zone. That's Kevin. I am Kyle.
Yes.
Lightning fans have a lot of superstitions. Did you ever have any superstitions?
I was not even a little stitious growing up playing sports. I never, I would see other people's and be like, okay, but I recognize them, respect the game, but I don't know. I was a scatterbrain.
I don't think I ever was. I don't think I was very superstitious either. But now that I look back at it, when I played high school basketball, I always wore a pair of shorts under my shorts.
Okay.
And I wrote, I'll start dunking when it's worth 3 points. is written inside the shorts.
You'll tell them. Yeah.
I was good at shooting 3-pointers, but I couldn't dunk,
Right.
and I wore that for every game.
Wow.
And I guess that's a superstition.
That's almost like former NBA sharpshooter Jason Terry.
Yeah.
Did
he write the same thing?
No, he wasn't as creative as you. Jason the Jet Terry would, like, when he played for the Celtics, the night before they play, let's say, the Bulls, he would wear a pair of Bulls shorts to bed. Like, you'd sleep in the shorts of the opposing team, which is like a lot of ordering online shorts and then get a trap.
Lamar Jackson does that too with his mouth guard. He'll wear the team color of the team he's playing against in a mouth guard.
Okay. Well,
double check that.
Jason Terry has a ring. Ooh, sick burn.
Anyway, Lightning fans have many superstitions, and our anchor LSG talked to one of the biggest Lightning fans with one of the crazy superstitions.
Like, I've gone to football, I've gone to baseball, and I love them, but hockey, the atmosphere is just so electric. You have to pay attention.
Debbie Kemp tells me the first time she saw a hockey game in person was here in Tampa, and she has been hooked ever since.
When I have hard days, really, truly hard days, and I just need to find my comfort and just be comfortable, people will laugh, but on my DVR, I've got the 2020 Stanley Cup, the 2021 Stanley Cup. I have certain games that I really made me feel good, and I'll sit down at night and I'll watch that. This is my first jersey that I ever got. It was Ryan Callahan.
Debbie has some pretty extensive game day traditions focused on everything from her morning cup of joe to her outfit.
All right, let's see these traditions that keep the boys winning.
Okay, so this is my Lightning. So this whole bottom is nothing but Lightning mugs. But the ones that I drink out of is this one, which is one of my favorites. I drink out of this one for game day. For home game days, I drink out of this one for away games. And then if they've lost, I drink out of this one and switch it out into this one. And then for victory, this is the mug that I use for every victory game. If we won the next day,
I like that one.
All my friends know the Lightning come out with a mug that I like, I'm gonna buy it, even though I shouldn't really have to. I shouldn't buy it, but
you cannot have enough coffee mugs.
I don't think you can.
She'll switch up the jersey and the earrings if the Lightning lose.
I had a certain pair of earrings that I wore at the beginning of the year, and we were doing really bad. I'm like, well, I can't wear these earrings anymore.
Can you burn those?
I know, right? I can't because they're actually Hagel earrings.
Debbie tells me the friendships she's made because of the Lightning have lasted years.
So our group, we are in section 307, and everybody knows that's where Six of Fire sits, right? And so I am a member of that. And it's not a membership, it's just a group of friends. And so we all hang out together.
She says the Lightning and those friendships healed her when she was going through tough times in life, proving just how much sports and a community can make an impact.
That's amazing. How many coffee mugs can you have for every game?
Lauren said you can never have enough, but like the one, after a loss, to keep that all straight, I would just be
home game, away
game. That's some serious coordination.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are in the final week of Black History Month. Remember, the Lightning had the first ever all-black starting line with Walcott, Matthew Joseph, and Jamel Smith a few years ago. And they're celebrating Black Heritage this coming weekend with Clancy Ream, who is a local artist, has a jersey design by Aaron Douglas, a Harlem Renaissance artist. It's kind of one of those where they had the Hockey Talks night where you have a theme jersey and the players don't wear them, but they are available in the building, and other designs, other pieces of art that she made from scratch. The full story is on the Tampa Bay Lightning's website. Pretty interesting. Willie O'Ree was the inspiration for the number 22. He was the Jackie Robinson of the NHL for the Boston Bruins back in the day. His story is phenomenal. But another celebration of community. The Lightning doing all over the place. Like we said, Moffitt Cancer Center, Black Heritage Month, every time there's, hockey is for everyone is what they say. And the Lightning, they live that all the time.
They do better than anyone else out there. When we come back, we have one more segment on the Thunder Zone. We'll look ahead at the upcoming schedule. The Bolts will be playing, and plus some news on John Cooper.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
We're back. Olympians are back, rejoining their respective teams. But unfortunately for the Lightning, the guy who calls the shots will be not with the team for a little bit.
Yeah, the Lightning announced that head coach John Cooper will not be behind the bench for Wednesday's game and Thursday's game. He is off mourning the death of his father, Robert, who passed away earlier in the week. So assistant coach Rob Zettler will be serving as interim coach for the next 2 games.
And hopefully they can keep whatever they were doing before, whatever you're eating for breakfast, the last 21 games before the Olympic break, keep doing that, because it is not for the faint of heart coming out of the gate. You got 3 games in 4 days out of the gate, and then you're Carolina, no joke, Buffalo back here, another Atlantic Division game. Then you're hitting the road for Minnesota on March 3rd.
Yeah, it's a heavy hitter schedule. All teams that look like they're on the route to the road to the playoffs. Minnesota's one of the top teams over on the other side too.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where we'll see pretty much for every team, if you come out on fire after a break like this, it's, you're well rested, you're crisp, you're on fire. But, if you dump a few games here and there, it's like, too much time off and whatever. I think it's just the players never will say no to a couple extra days off or maybe a couple weeks off, because you know how physical hockey can be. But we'll see. The Lightning, the hottest team in the league, entering play after the break, first place in the Eastern Conference. We'll see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, and with all these games and so many days, it's good you have that cushion, that separation already in case you slip up here and there with maybe you lose some guys with health. So many games back to back. Every other day you got a game going on.
But the season is back. We are back. We are with you for 27 more regular season games. That's starting on Wednesday's action, depending on when you see us. And we'll be here down the home stretch. That's Kyle. I am Kevin. We will see you next time on Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.